Hello, everyone. Well, you almost made it. I was about to say you made it, but you almost made it. This is the last week of content for AET 236. And so all you have left is this lesson, a lab, and your exam, and that's it. So yeah, of course, finish strong. You got a few more grades left. A little bit of a chance to boost your grade, and of course, the flip side of that is there's still a little bit of chance you can drop your grade. So make sure a lot of you have been doing well. So definitely keep that up. So this week, let me go to the content here. So this week we go over the Americans with Disabilities Act. Okay, so there's a couple of videos and a couple of short readings here. And that'll prepare you, help prepare you for the lesson. A lot of this is, just information that is helpful to know. Just so you know, in terms of the Americans with Disabilities Act and its importance, make sure you take this seriously because all buildings are required to comply with ADA. And I mean, first of all, just out of principle, right? We should make sure that everyone has, equitable access to facilities and so forth without any undue burden. And so try to put yourself in the shoes of someone that's, has that disability, is in a wheelchair, for example, and how hard it would be to get around in the world. So anyway, it's really important just, from a human perspective to do this. But also from a business perspective, there's quite a case for it, and that's the whole point of passing laws like this. So I wonder if you have any idea what the fine it can be for an ADA violation. So the first ADA violation, what do you think? It's actually up to $75,000 for the first violation. Now that's up to, so it gives folks a lot of leeway in terms of, well, the government. I guess this would be OSHA, but I'm not sure. But anyway, they give some leeway, right? You're not going to normally get that 75 grand, but if it's particularly egregious, it's possible you could get 75 grand. The second violation, or all additional violations up to $150,000. So this is a big deal from a business perspective. It's something anybody that's working in the buildings industry, you definitely need to at least keep your eye on. Now, you'll probably have an ADA expert in whatever company you work for, but when designing buildings, redesigning buildings, etc., this is definitely an essential consideration. So, so make sure you take it seriously. It is a big deal. And then the lab this week, you're actually going to do a little ADA investigation of your own house. And Dr. Ella is going to have a nice intro there. But this is pretty fascinating. We've had students do this before. And it's interesting to see how compliant your own house is in terms of ADA. And if you ever sell the house, it's not required for residential buildings, but it'll tell you whether or not that it is, if someone with a disability moves in there with a wheelchair in particular, how accessible the house is, and you can see how many modifications that you do need to make in order to make it compliant. So that's your lab this week. And that's it for the content. That is it. So as I said, finish strong, and then keep an eye out for a review sheet, which will be posted sometime next week. And then, of course, some more information about the final exam, which, just so you know, is not cumulative per se. So there'll be some cumulative concepts, but it's mostly, the second half of the semester. All right, that's it. Have a great week, and hope all your other classes are going well. And if you need anything, let me know. All right.